What you're about to watch is a never-seen-before look at a group of Americans which total over 350,000 people. They are a group of traditionalist Christian church fellowships who refuse to use technology, cannot have electricity, and their lives seem to be as though they're stuck 300 years in the past. This group is known as the Old Order Conservative Amish. And while many filmmakers have documented the Amish lifestyle in today's society, their footage has never shown the true conservative perspective, giving a warped view as to what Amish life is really like. The subjects of other videos used phones, allowed for filming inside of their houses, and let their voices be aired online. Today, in our journey to discover and understand American stories across all 50 states, we want to go deep and see if we can stay the night with an ultra-conservative Amish family. Welcome to Crossroads America, Episode 5. Welcome to paradise. Photography and even videos is against their religion. It's gonna be really hard.
I guess I can't really say that I don't really want you here at all, but I don't want you there bad.
Oh, gotcha. I have a feeling that this is gonna be a lot harder than we expect.
No thanks.
Okay,
Thank you.
What do you recommend we do? Just talk to people like down the road?
I guess, yeah, just keep it random, I guess.
We're starting to ask some people off camera because they seem a lot more receptive to answering our questions when we don't have the big camera with us.
Also, there's a lot of tourists in the area and we want to come across as like just people. We're en route right now to someone who said to come back and check in with her. Fingers crossed, this is the one.
We finally found someone receptive to the idea, but there are a few ground rules. 1, no filming in the house.
2, no filming during family time.
And 3, no filming their faces or recording their voices. So we had to be very careful with the angle of our camera and get a voice actor to copy exactly what they said.
What they had to say from a perspective that has never been shared before on YouTube was so interesting that we had to go for it.
So you use a horse and buggy because you can't use any cars here, right?
That is correct. Horse and buggies are our main transportation. If we need to go a long distance, more than a horse can go, I would call a driver and ask them if they can run us there.
Do you speak Pennsylvania Dutch? Like, what language do you speak to the horse?
Pennsylvania Dutch or English.
Okay. So this here is a bilingual horse.
Yeah, I guess he would understand a couple different languages probably.
You guys learned Pennsylvania Dutch before English. Is there a reason for holding on to that language? Is it like something significant to you, or?
It's valuable to us to communicate to our children in a way like that. Learn 2 different languages, English and Pennsylvania Dutch.
Do you feel like it's important to preserving your identity?
Yeah, I think so. There's a lot of good morals and standards that are passed on to us, and I think I'd call it valuable to pass it on to my children yet too. And that's one of them.
And do most people in the community do that?
Yeah.
We're here at one of the schools right now, and what the guy basically explained to us was that all Amish kids are required to go to school from 1st grade to 8th grade, and it's no more than that, but also no less than that because of the way the government works. So here it is. It's a one-room schoolhouse. About 30 people a classroom was what they were saying. For their total 8 years of schooling, they learned the basics of what it takes to live in Amish society. But some are concerned about the decline of respect and care for their institutions.
We don't have to work as hard as our forefathers did to even have the one-room schoolhouse, so therefore we can take it for granted and push the rules a little easier, be sloppy or disrespectful with the rules and with the people that are watching us. That, you know, in the end they can say that you guys don't deserve this anymore. So it's important that we pass on the good values that we learned from our forefathers and realize how hard they work to set this up for us.
What are you the most worried about in your community?
I guess I shouldn't be worried. We're not supposed to worry about stuff, I don't think, but I understand the question there. Probably technology. Technology is a big concern in our community. What I told you earlier about immoral stuff on there, that's available anytime, anywhere, if your heart desires. And that's not a good way to live if you have immoral thoughts and actions and stuff like that.
What are some of the other core values to you and the Amish community?
Being content is a big value, I think. You can be content in the Amish community. Not everybody is. if you can be content there, that's very valuable to me.
You were talking earlier about having power through unity. Do Amish people vote?
I did. 2 years ago when we voted for government, I voted for the first time.
What made you vote for the first time?
I heard, on the way to work, I heard a commercial on the radio, and they were talking about abortion. They were running the candidate down, like Dr. Oz, I think it was. I think they were running him down because he was anti-abortion, and it made me want to vote for him because I don't think abortion is right. I consider abortion murder, that's why.
We've talked with some people who think that in some instances abortion is okay, and others who draw the line in it completely. Where do you think Amish people land based on their religious views?
I believe most of the Amish, maybe not all, but majority of them would, if it would be any kind of pregnancy, they would go on with it. In my opinion, if there's any child in the womb of its mother and it gets aborted, it's murder. Any child, doesn't matter who it is.
Do you plan on voting in 2024?
We'll see. I don't know yet. I guess I'm not much of a politician. It's a challenge for me to vote for anybody. It's hard to think that Trump or Biden is a Christian. I'm not judging that they aren't, but it's hard to think that they are with some of the stuff that they do. So I think it's probably more powerful sometimes if we just pray about it instead of voting. We think the power of prayer is a lot stronger than votes, I guess.
Good morning from day 2 here in Amish country. Just woke up and day 2 at this family's house. We're gonna go breakfast with them. Super nice and welcoming, so yeah, I'm sure it'll be a great time. Just reflecting how they were eating really simple foods for dinner and for breakfast. This morning for breakfast we had toast with jam and some eggs, like some scrambled eggs. And when I said thank you for breakfast, I was obviously directing it at the wife because she was the one who picked it for us. And she just kind of kept her head down, and her husband said, "You're welcome." I was like, I wasn't talking to you. You didn't make the breakfast. But that's just interesting. That's what their culture is like. He's the head of the house, I feel like, and he's saying you're welcome because we're thanking him for everything. And he was still so respectful. Just seeing him play with his kids in the front yard, and he seemed like an amazing dad, an amazing husband. But culturally, he refers to his wife as my wife, not her name. That's very different for us.
Okay, so right now we are driving over to his work. I'm gonna give him a ride because the horse and buggy takes an hour. But yeah, we're saying goodbye to them over there. So you do woodworking, but I feel like I've heard a lot of things about Amish people being farmers. Is that still where most people work, or?
There used to be mostly dairy farmers, or people are into construction, it seems.
Has that been a challenge for the area?
I'd say it adjusted pretty good to people just went more into construction. There's probably some people that would like to do dairy farm, but don't have the opportunity because there's no farm available for them. We make mostly cabinet doors. We make the doors for the guys that manufacture the kitchen cabinets. There seems to be plenty of work around here yet. There's a demand for construction workers, and masons, and woodworkers and stuff like that. And there's still strong demand for produce farmers, people that grow vegetables and fruits and stuff like that. I think there always will be a good market for food. People always have to eat. It's a good family business to have a vegetable garden or two.
At first glance, it's easy to label other lifestyles as idyllic or bizarre. But as a part of this series, we want to understand why people live the way they do. By genuinely experiencing and learning about Amish values and culture, we can better understand the full American picture.
The Amish live a simultaneously interesting yet simple life. There's an important lesson to learn from their value of contentment. But we also have to remember not to romanticize a life that comes with its own set of issues.
By seeking out a truly conservative Amish perspective, as 2 liberal guys from suburban Illinois, we didn't know what to expect. And although we certainly have our differences, our beliefs stemmed from very similar values. We admire their care for their family, their joy in a simple lifestyle. And someday down the road, we look forward to seeing them again.